So take their money and go ahead and destroy your own country.
Well, that's what's so bad about Kucinich is he knew, even as a socialist, you could respect him because he was against this bill saying this isn't even socialism. The healthcare companies wrote this. This lowers care, cuts Medicare and Medicaid, and steals a bunch of money and turns the IRS loose on people. And then he got a ride on Air Force One, was taken up on the mountain by the devil, Barry Soetoro, and that's his real name. That's even mainstream news. It's all a fake name. All the evidence is he wasn't born here. I mean, he became UN head of the UN Security Council. No president ever done that. He's now a sitting UN operative. I mean, it's just treason everywhere. They are practicing treason to make us capitulate and break our back and break our will like a pimp breaks a whore. Well, I'm not a whore. I'm not a slave. I'm a free man, red-blooded, and I am going to stand up against this New World Order. And don't be down, my friends. Stay angry, stay focused, and take your town, your city, your state back. More calls straight ahead. Coming up in the next segment, I'm going to break down what's really in the bill, what this power grab is really all about. Right now, we're continuing with your phone calls. Let's go ahead and talk to Sam in Oklahoma. You're on the air.
Yes, Alex. Why aren't the voters in the states where the senators voted for the health care bill trying to recall their senators that are elected in 2012 and 2014?
Well, until 1913, with the 17th Amendment, we elected the legislators to our state houses, and they then voted for the senators, and they would routinely recall them, not just to remove them, but to interrogate them or to make them change their vote. They were truly creatures of the states. That's why that was such a tyrannical amendment, the 17th Amendment. But absolutely, recall senators, recall House members, take our states back, get aggressive, do the same thing that was done to Gray Davis. But notice they were waiting with Schwarzenegger, the gun-grabbing, open border-promoting, fake environmentalist. But no, I mean, we can't just let the Attorney General sue over this. The states have to stand up. That's the number one solution. And the lawsuits have to be filed, the discrimination and the Cadillac plans, where the big labor unions are exempt. Their plans don't get touched. The payoffs to politicians, the pork barrel to get this through. This unconstitutional executive order now, I mean, if this stands, presidents will have executive orders to amend, to legislate. The executive branch doesn't legislate.
Okay, thank you.
Good point, Sam. Jerry in Louisiana, you're on the air.
Hello, how are you?
Good, sir.
Good deal. 2 points of view from the South. First thing, I just appreciate what you're doing. And, something about people believe they're going to get a free thing no matter what it is. And people think it all comes from the government, and we know it comes from the people. The other day I was listening to one of the other talk show hosts on, I won't name who, but he was talking about how nobody knows what's in the bill. Well, nobody knows what's in the bill. And so I called in and I said, well, I know what's in the bill. The pharmaceuticals and the insurance companies wrote the bill. And then he says, yeah, they were taking down this road and misunderstood what was going on. He really didn't know what to say. So I just want to tell you I appreciate the truth and what you're saying and how you bring it out. And I'm not for baby killing, and I'm not for that type of thing. You're right on the mark, and what you've said over the years is true. And I just keep plugging in there, and you are making headway. I just want to let you know that.
Well, God bless you, Jerry. I appreciate the call. And I'm going to cover that when we come back from the break. The big Republican talk show hosts are telling the truth when they say this is an overthrow of our republic. This is tyranny. This is authoritarianism. I was watching congressional speeches last night after the radio show, right before it passed, and they were telling the truth, but only so far. It's like saying, hey, your house is on fire, but not telling you who set the house on fire. And the biggest insurance companies, it's right here in Bloomberg today, this is not a secret, their stock's way up. All this new added bureaucracy is going to shut down their competition. They wrote the bill, And all it does is make 30-plus million Americans buy insurance from them, and the government then comes in and lowers the standard of care in this, quote, comparative care term. And we know from the white papers what they mean. The bill just gives the bureaucracy the power to do whatever they want. And so the Republicans are not telling you that industry wrote this. They're not telling the people. I mean, obviously, if you've got trillions of dollars in the insurance companies that are controlled by banks, and they've got enough power to steal tens of trillions of dollars in the last year and a half with the banker bailout takeover, and then not say where the money went, well, this same group isn't going to let a bunch of socialists and a bunch of welfare people actually get something over on them. No. There are some new taxes in there on doctors, on healthcare equipment. Well, these big corporations, they don't care about that. So, yeah, you can find some medium-sized and small insurance companies who were against this and lobbied. But the big folks, 3 months ago, it was in the Wall Street Journal, what we already knew. They had the spokesman. This was not the Wall Street Journal saying this. They had the spokesman. In fact, I ought to pull that up, because when I read his quotes from a speech, I went and found it on C-SPAN. The head of the insurance company, healthcare insurance company consortium, saying, we wrote this bill, and if you put a public option in here, which would be a supposed free lunch that the people pay for, but a free lunch for some, we're not going to be for it. What happens is the government lowers everybody's... Look, normal insurance carriers are going to have higher prices. Then there's the taxes. There's the IRS enforcing it. There's the National ID Health Card Initiative in there through the ID number. We'll be right back.